Alright guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. Thank you for joining back to watch the video. As usual, I'm back to let you know some of the stories concerning the Super Eagles, Super Falcons, the players, and everything that you need to know. So the Super Falcons of Nigeria have their first group game encounter today against Tunisia. 5 p.m. is the time, and as I always say, it's going to be very interesting. Of course, Tunisia is not an easy team. They've shown that a couple of times when they play, and also we expect it to be very difficult. But the competition actually started properly yesterday evening, where we saw the host nation Morocco play against Zambia. In a match that I felt was a very heated match, was a very interesting game to see. The scoreline was 2-2. Zambia actually showing why they are one of the favorites to win this competition. I mean, like I think they are among top three to win the competition. When you call Nigeria, I think the next people you have to call is Zambia and then South Africa. So these three nations, they are really strong, and bookmakers are already tipping one of these three to win this title. But that's not to say that all of the other nations are not good. Morocco, for example, are also coming good in their women's football. We've been seeing lots of improvements over the years. But yesterday was a day that I would say they were a little bit lucky, because they had to come from behind twice to draw that game against Zambia. Their first goal actually came by a penalty in the 12th minute to draw them level, and the goal coming from Ibtisan Jadi, and then they later scored in the 88th minute to equalize as well from Ghislaine Shebak. While for the Zambian side, they scored very early on in the game. In the second minute, Barbara Banda had already scored, and then later in the 27th minute, we saw the likes of Rachel Kondananji scoring to put them 2 up. But unfortunately, they considered a late goal to draw the match. But that just shows you how interesting this competition is going to be. It was just the first game of the competition, and already we've started seeing lots of goals being scored. So obviously, it's going to be a competition that will be very interesting to watch. For the Super Falcons of Nigeria, of course, they've been preparing ahead of this game. There have been lots of training that have gone down under their boots, and of course, there've also been some talks coming out from the coach himself, who has expressed optimism in the team, and he has given us assurance that the girls are going to make Nigeria proud. He's only asking one thing from Nigerians, and it's the fact that the girls want the support of Nigerians in this competition. That's the only thing that the coach is asking us to do for them, to support them, through thick and thin, come rain, come shine. That's all that they need to get results in this competition. There's also been a lot of talks from some of our players. As Sister Shola is one of the girls that have come out to express her joy to be included in the squad. As you do know, she's one of the experienced players that was called up by Coach Justin Madugu. So Asisa Sola, talked about her joy to be there, and also express her hunger for scoring goals. She said that it really feels good to be back, and personally, she wants to score more goals. So for Asisa Sola, she said that her only interest is in helping the team with her goals, and of course, experience in the African Cup of Nations. In other words, he said, personally, I want to score goals. That's what I love to do. It's been a while since I played with the national team, because a lot has been happening in my life, in my personal life. But wherever I am, I'm here on the pitch, and I help my teammates win all 3 points in every match we play. I always expect the team to give 100% on the field, to try to win every match, and to treat every game as equal and important. So those are the words from Asisa Toshola, to let us know how ready she is, both mentally and physically. Ashley Plumter also, said a few things concerning this competition that we are about to start today. For her, she says that this is an opportunity for the Super Falcons to actually go beyond where they reached in 2022 when unfortunately and painfully we were knocked out by Morocco, who happened to be the host nation this time around. We were knocked out by them in the semifinals in a very, very, I would say, controversial match because at the end of that match, we played with 9 men. That means we had 2 red cards, and then Super Falcons being very resilient and very strong, even at 2 men down, they still held Morocco to, they solved Morocco. They actually scored with 9 men, and then Morocco, I think Morocco equalized, and then we entered into extra time and then penalty. It was only during the penalty shootout that Morocco was able to knock the 10-man Super Falcons team out of the competition in 2022. So that experience is still living in the mind of Ashley Plumpton, and she wants to make amends for that. She says that's her personal opinion, that's her personal feelings right now, that she still carries that in her mind, and she wants some sort of revenge, so to speak, against this Moroccan team. She wants to meet Morocco again and this time around play Morocco head to head. 11 players complete, no red card or anything like that, and then you know pay them back for what they did to us in 2022. So that is what Ashley Plumter has said. But I think the most important takeaway from Ashley Plumter and Ashala's statement is that they are really hungry for this game. They are hungry for the competition. They want to set the record right. They want to, have a go again at some of the nations that actually got the best of them the last time. But we'll see how that turns out. The lineup, as usual, is going to come out. I think 1 hour before the game this evening. Time is 5 p.m. and we'll see what happens after the game.
Yes, like I said, we thank Nigerians for their consistent support for the Super Falcons. They have always expressed a lot of confidence in the team, and they have given their fullest support to the team in any way possible. We wish that that continues, and we, on our part, are doing our best to make sure that that confidence reposed in the team is sustained, and we'll try as much as possible to meet up with their expectations. Let them just continue to trust and support the team, pray for the team, and wish the team well. Thank you.